That's why it's in your spirit for them to be your enemy, because they hate you because of your blessing, man.
Right.
Okay.
This is, if I could say, you could see it in his face too, on that Edomite's face, bro, when he's on top of the dude, and they telling him like, hey, you killing the dude. He didn't care, you know what I mean? He had no type of mercy, no type of, you know what I mean, anything, you know, any type of feeling for this man that he had over, you know, and ultimately, you know, like the elder Apostle Gabar said that it was judgment from the Lord, ultimately, you know, but so that, you know, he's using Esau, his sword, to implement that judgment, man, you know. And but you could see in his face, bro, you could see that hate, you know, like I'm gonna kill this dude and I'm gonna get away with it type spirit, you know.
Hey, if I may say too, so like if I may say, that, you know, his report came out of incidents that cop had in the past, and he had shot he had shot somebody. He shot a couple people, you know, and he got into a wreck with some people where some people had died, you know what I mean? So it's being manifest in Esau, all right, who he really is. Well, I don't gotta bring it up. Brothers know, you know, if you haven't seen it, the Chauvin, I believe his name is Chauvin or something like that. Officer Chauvin or something like that. You know, the guy who was kneeling on the Jake's neck in Minnesota. He actually had previous incidents where he, you know, where he actually uses a weapon. He's killed people before, man. You know, he's had 18 complaints or something to that effect. So yeah, man, it's very much being seen. You know how Esau feels, man, and that's spiritual, huh? That this man has done this in the past, and then this happens. It's like, how much more do you Jakes want to see, man? To show, you know what I mean? For you can see how there's evil incarnate walking. There's real Satan's children are really walking upon the earth. These Edomites.
Yeah, and going into what you said too, you know, because I think the other two victims, I think two of the victims that he killed were Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? So this man's been killing our people, man. You know, they've been killing our people, man. That could have been one of the fucking ancient centurions, man, that were, you know, putting hell on our people, man. You know, which, hey, basically they are. You know, these cops are the modern day centurions of the Roman Empire, man.
They reincarnated, man. You know, God, I'm gonna get this real quick. This is Amos 1:11. Thus says the Most High Power, for 3 transgressions of Edom. You know, when we talk about Edom, you know, we're talking about so-called white man. And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with a sword, and that's what he's doing right now, man. He's pursuing it because we are brothers in the spiritual sense, because we both have the same father, man, which is Isaac, man. You know, Edom. It was like I go back in. Let's say the Most High Power, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and they cast off all pity. Ain't that what we see? You see pity on when he had that. He thought he was wicked. You know, because he was evil. I think he was trying to cash fraudulent checks or something. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he was wicked, but still, he did have no pity on him, man. You know what I'm saying? They cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, man. So hey, Esau, he's perpetually angry. He's perpetually, that's perpetual hatred that Scripture's talking about, man. And he kept his wrath forever, man. And his anger did tear probably that back in. Let's say the Most High Power, for 3 transgressions of Edom, for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So your punishment is not going to be turned away, man. No matter what you do, the Lord got it out for you. Because he did pursue his brother and the sword, and they cast off pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and his wrath forever, man. So Esau got something coming to him, man. And we're going to get vengeance from on our enemies, according to the Most High, man. The Scripture said that, you know, we follow the Lord, that he will be an enemy to our enemies. He will be an adversary to our adversaries. So if you read the Scriptures and you follow the men of great millstone, their teachings, starting with the apostles and elders, man, and you know who our enemy is. You should know who our enemy is. Our enemy is Esau, Edom, and the Scriptures say that, man. He's the number 1 enemy, and it was said that way from the beginning, man. You know, going back to Genesis the 25th chapter, man, when it first came out, red all over and hairy like a garbage, man, and they call his name Esau, man. Hey, why? Hey, that proves it right there. Yep. He came out all over. He came red. He came out. Hey, first came on hairy and red all over like a garment, man. when you paraphrase, and they call his name Esau. That word Esau means Yahshua or something like that. Yahshua, which means wasted away is he, because he had no pigmentation on his skin, man. And that's a description of what we call the so-called white people, man. Whether you want to accept it or not, man, because that's a problem that you Jakes have too. You know, you want to be accepted into to the loving arms of Esau, Edom, and in society, because you think that if you find acceptance with them, that you can reap the same benefits that he has. You know, living in this America, having the upper hand. But we were not ever meant to have the upper hand here in America, man.
This is not our kingdom.
Yeah, this place of bitterness, because that's what America means. It means bitterness. We were never meant to have the upper hand here. We were meant to be punished for our going against the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, man. We were here as punishment, man. You know, but during that punishment, Esau, Edom, he forwarded affliction. The Scripture says, you know, he took it to an extreme, man. He took it, and for that, yeah, he got to be dealt with by the Most High, man.
And Scripture say he trespassed the brotherly covenant, man.
Yeah.
So he ain't no brother no more to us, man. You know, he's our enemy. You know, like the Scripture say, as iron rusted, so is the wickedness of your enemy, man.
Yeah, and once iron starts rusting, it won't stop, bro.
And if you cut yourself with that shit will fuck you.
Yeah, you get affection like crazy, man.
So
and rust it spreads. You know what I'm saying? You know, but hey, go ahead, bro. You got something?
nah, Casado, you got something, bro?
Yeah, man. You know, and see, the thing is that, you know, there's only so much we can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's only so much we can, you know, say concerning you, Jakes, man, because, you know, in reality, you know, it is judgment of the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the prophets, you know, and you know, the elders went into it, man. The prophets have been out there, man. You know, this word is spreading, you know, immensely upon the earth, you know, for people to have not heard anything, man. People are hearing, you know what I mean? And you know, it's not like you're gonna have a whole lot of time to get it right. It's like you either you know or you don't. You know, it's just gonna come quick. But I got this. It's Amos 9:10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. You know, and that's what a lot of people say. Like, hey, man, the evil shall not overtake or prevent us, man. Ain't no evil gonna. I'm not gonna get done in by race wars or by any calamities or by any natural disasters or anything, you know, from the Most High. It ain't gonna stop me, and it ain't gonna overtake me. You know, people, they trust in their own selves, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jakes catch fraudulent checks, because they think that, you know, they're gonna get away with it, man. Yeah, you know, I spend all my stimulus, now I gotta, you know, catch this fraudulent check. Boy, hey, well, you know, you're stealing, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Lord sends judgment real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to you. You know, that's what happened. You see, hey, nobody perishes being innocent, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody perishes being innocent. So, Jake, you know, there's only so much we can say, man. You know, we hope to get, you know, payback for you know, for our people, but ultimately, you know, the Heavenly Father knows what He does, man. He, you know, the issues of death belong to the Most High.
I got this. This is 2nd Ezra 8:49. In that thou hast humbled thyself, actually verse 48. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. And this is the spirit that we all have to be in, man. You know, because we all did wickedness, we all did all kinds of, you know, nonsense in our you know, I always like calling our past life, you know, because that was a life of wickedness of just being carnal and fleshy, man. You know, we came into the realization of this new man, you know, that walks according to the Spirit, man. So it reads, and has not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. Verse 50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You know, the brother was going into that, you know, basically that a lot of these people, man, you know, you could even use that, do it as an example, man, you know, doing the fraudulent checks, you know, thinking that, oh, well, you know, I'll get one over this guy, and, you know what I'm saying, and just doing all kinds of wickedness, man. You know, well, the judgment was set in that day, man. That the Lord knew you were going to be put to death at that exact time, that exact hour, that exact minute to the second, man. You know, because nothing happens without the Lord sanctioning it. So we saw you getting put to death for you being wicked, man. You know, but we like, you know, what we like pushing, you know, is just to show you how Esau is, man. That proves that this is the Lord's sword, man, because through him does he pass judgment upon our people, man. That's why he's killing our people, man, because our people are wicked. Most of the Jakes that get killed, man, they doing some wicked shit. But, you know, it doesn't justify what the cop does, but in the sense it really does, because they're doing the work, the bidding of the Lord, man. Hey, what did the King David say? They save my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You know, so Esau's only doing his job, man. You know, it's our people that need to come back to the Heavenly Father, man. But ultimately, only the elect are gonna come back to this knowledge and wisdom, man. You know, come back to serving their power, man. You know, you 2/3, you're as prey to Esau, man, and he's a predator right now, man. You know, and he's gonna hunt your ass, man. You know, that's your enemy, man, and Esau's our enemy. You know.
Hey, Convo, you get real quick, because brother said that, hey, that when that man, that Jake, that died, that was ordained by the Most High, man. The time that he died and the manner in which he died, that was ordained by the Most High, whether you want to believe it or not.
It's like the Lord punched his clock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give this one real quick.
And he was meant to get up that same day, get dressed, eat a bowl of Cheerios, go catch a fraudulent check, and then let's just say 30 minutes later, he was gonna check out. You got it like that.
Hey, let me get this real quick. Hebrews 9:27. And it is appointed unto man once to die, but after this the judgment. And then we know it's just reincarnation, because when you die and then you get judged, and then you most likely you get reincarnated back in another body, man. But the point I want to get across that your death is on the Lord's time clock. He appoints you to die. He picks a day. It's like when you make a appointment to the doctor or whatever, man. They said I'll be here at Tuesday at 12:30. You know, and say that was his ticket. You know, the Lord had him written down. This day by this manner, this cop gonna put a knee on his neck, man. The Lord condoned that. The Lord ordained that. The Lord put that all those puzzle pieces into action,
right,
for that man to die that death, man, as a judgment. You know.
I got this. This is 2 Ezra 7:18. It says, "Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide." Okay, and the righteous are going to suffer difficult things, hope for wide, and they're going to receive it. It says, "For they that have done wickedly have suffered straight things." You know, so even like this Jake, man, you know, him doing wickedly, he suffers hard things. So 2/3 they go through things too, but they're not going to see the wide, which is the kingdom. It says, "And yet shall not see the wide. And he said unto me, there is no judge above the Most High, and none that hath understanding above the highest. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them." And that's the thing. The Lord has a law like the law of the land, like police. You break a law with the police, you either get fined, you either get
Arrested.
you either get put in jail, arrested, or you can even get to the death penalty, man. You see what I'm saying? Depending on your crime. It's the same thing with the Most High, but our people don't understand that these devils got their laws from the Most High. See, what our people don't understand is that the Heavenly Father set laws, judgment, statutes, and commandments, okay, that He gave to our people since the ancient world, and they haven't been living it. And that's why the world is corrupt, man. That's why the world is not in the state that it's supposed to be in, and our people suffer. But they suffer just like us. And Lord willing, we're the hopeful elect, but they're not going to see the wide, they're not going to see the kingdom, because they despise correction. They despise the words that'll make them live. It says, for they perish in this life because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them. For the Most High have given straight commandment to such as Cain what they should do to live. So, Jake, no, man. You Israelites know, man, what to do, man. You know what I'm saying? You got your grandma that took you to church and told you, you know what I'm saying, about the end of the world and what was going to come. So how do you see all these things coming up on the earth and not flee from these things, man? And not say, hey, you know what? Man, I better get myself together, man, because these things that are happening, it has to be from the Most High. It has to be from God. What do the people say? Oh, yeah, God. Like, that's His real name, you see? It says, even as they came and what they should observe to avoid punishment, nevertheless they were not obedient unto Him, but spake against him and imagined vain things. And you got people wanting to be Africans, man. People wanting to be, you know, rich in this society. People want to, they're the atheists. You know, people want to say, oh, well, when I get a chance, I'm going to repent. You know what I mean? Imagine vain things. People, they're just out there. You know, talking about, well, I believe the earth is flat. Or I believe this, that, and the third. When everything that you really need to know is in these scriptures, man. It's this scripture that's going to get you to salvation. That's why it tells you in Isaiah 30:36, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. You're going to need this book for the times that is coming, man. You see? It says, nevertheless, they were not obedient to him, but spake against him and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds. Right? You know? Thinking you're going to get away with all that wickedness, man. You're deceived. It says, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways, but his law have they despised, and denied his covenants. In his statutes have they not been faithful, have not performed his works. So you totally forgot the Most High. Here it is. You know, you blacks, Latinos, and Native